Welcome to Fallout 76, this is Jim. In this video we're going to take a look at completing daily challenges for today, Saturday, January the 11th, 2025. Let's take a look at and see what we got for today. Alright, we got some good ones here. Now we have many videos on my channel that will help you guys out. I get different ideas, different locations, easy areas, hard areas over there if you're a brand spanking new player to the game. You're a returning player, even if you're an experienced player, there's a particular daily, weekly challenge that's giving you a hard time or trouble. I'm sure you'll find a video on my channel that will help you. Try to keep my videos as updated as I possibly can. Of course, you guys are awesome with great comments and tips, which I really appreciate it. First things first, I apologize for the lateness of the video. I'm working my 12-hour day shift. It'll be the same thing tomorrow, Sunday, and I appreciate everyone's patience and support on these days. Now, if you notice, I do have a little bit more score than you. Of course, I have a 25% boost going on right now, as you can see in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Of course, I claimed that 25% boost right off the current Season 19 Season Pass on 3 pages, a 5%, 10% additional 10% equaling 25%. And you can claim that by being a Fallout First member, or if you pay the 1,500 atoms for the Season Pass. And just like yesterday, I did re-roll a couple of the daily challenges. I re-rolled complete a mutated event, and I got this one here instead. Build anything in a shelter. And this one here, I had re-rolled kill mutated enemies, and I got this one here instead, kill a floater 3. So just an FYI if you see a couple that are different than you. Alright, let's take a look at this one here first. Rank up a perk card 1. That one there is fairly easy, but there is something I always like to kind of mention to people. We don't get this particular daily challenge very often, but for the most part, I know myself, I have several different type of builds. I have a pistol build, crossbow build, rifleman build, heavy gunner build. So just an FYI, shotgunner build even. And some of these cards will kind of overlap in those other builds as well, okay? And that's just when we go to the punch card machines. If I have one here. There we go. So we go to these punch card machines. As you can see, these have these different type of builds here. But as you can see, sometimes, and those of you who follow me often, I usually kind of go through the perk cards that I have, and sometimes the perk cards are kind of the same on each kind of build, okay? Not every one will be the same, but a lot of them will kind of spill over to the other type of builds as well. So you always got to remember, before you rank up a card, especially if you're lower level, okay, and you haven't opened up a whole lot of perk card packs, you don't maybe not have a whole lot of perk cards in general, okay, just be very careful before you rank up a perk card, because if you do end up buying an extra build slot and you rank up a perk card, you might not have basically enough points for that particular special category, because depending on the category, like heavy gunner will be strength, perception will be rifleman, like commando or rifleman, and then under agility will be pistol. So you might not have enough room for a particular card that you really want, that you just ranked up because it's being used already by cards that you specifically need for that build, you know what I mean? So just be very careful before you just rank up any old perk card. What I usually recommend, so we're going to see the bottom of the screen, you see pick a perk. So we're going to go ahead and select that, and we're going to slide it over. Now, I'm not really a melee weapon player, so I'm going to take this barbarian one, for example, and I'm going to select him. All right, now we're going to rank him up to a level 2. Now, I'm never ever going to use this myself, okay? But I'm just using this as one example. So rank up a perk card 1 for 1, okay? So I am not, concerned about ranking that one up. I have all kinds of perk cards anyway, but I'd always like to kind of use that example when this one pops up, more so for the lower level folk that maybe don't have a whole lot of perk cards to choose from, all right? Just an FYI, that's just a little bit of a warning there, okay? What is going on? What's that noise? Who is doing that? This guy over here. Jeez. Huh. Alright. Take care of that guy. He's annoying. After working 12-hour shift there, that constant, little noise there. Yeah, get on your nerves. Okay, what's next? Alright. Build anything in a shelter tent. So in case you guys did not know, you can get yourself a free shelter. Of course, it's up here at Vault 51. Now, if you're a brand new player to the game or you're low level, basically your hardest part is probably just making your way up here. But there's just a little quest that you do. It's only about 5-7 minutes long, and at the very end of that quest, you get yourself a free shelter, as well as you get some other various decorations for that shelter, and a little generator there as well. So that is a really good one to do. There's no enemies, and I actually did that quest a couple months ago with my lower level character, and it's all timestamped, so you can check that out if you so wish. Excuse me. Again, you can get yourself another free shelter if you're a returning player and you're around way back in Season 13 scoreboard and made it all the way to rank 100. You would have got yourself a free shelter there as well, sorry. And if you paid for Fallout First just for 1 month and then never paid for it ever again, and you're able to claim the Vault Lobby shelter, you'll always have that shelter even though you don't pay for Fallout First anymore. So just for an example, I only have 3 shelters myself, and all 3 of them I got for free. Alright, so just an FYI. Alright, so let's go ahead and go inside of our shelter here we have at this camp. Alright, we're inside of our shelter here. And as the daily says, build anything in a shelter tent. Now, a lot of people like to kind of add or modify every time particular challenges like this pop up, and there's definitely nothing wrong with that. You can go ahead and build whatever you want, in this case anything at all, and then keep it if you so wish. Now, I don't plan on keeping it myself, so I usually kind of go to the build menu, and then we're going to go to the crafting tab right here, and we're going to craft these punch card machines. And as you can see, these punch card machines cost nothing at all to craft. Our only limit is how many we can build basically. Or how many they will allow us to build. There we go. Build anything in the shelter 10 for 10, and all you do is just scrap them. Just like that. Of course, we don't get anything in return, because of course we didn't put anything into it when we built them. And that's what I usually like to do, especially if I don't plan on keeping anything nice and easy and quick. Alright, let's head outside of the shelter here. Okay, what is next, Jimmy boy? Craft any chems too. Okay, good stuff. So we are going to need a chemistry station for this. Of course, we can find chemistry stations around the wasteland. There are chemistry stations here at the White Spring Mall downstairs, right where Frederick is. You can use this north entrance, brings you right down to the mall. You can also use this particular entrance here, just the front door, but it's just an additional loading screen to get down to the mall section. I believe the trading post has a chemistry workbench there as well. Morgantown Station has a chemistry workbench there as well. All right. Now, if you don't have a chemistry workbench, the way to get it is right when you complete, or when you come out of the vault, I should say. Most people make their way down here to Flatwoods, and inside the tavern in Flatwoods there'll be 2 kiosks. And you go ahead and interact with them, and you'll probably do the very first quests, playing Fallout 76. And at the end of those quests, you get yourself a free chemistry workbench. Right? And you can check that out. I did actually do that several months ago with my low-level character, and you would have saw I got the plan for the chemistry workbench. And again, we can also get the plan. Sometimes it spawns up here in Morgantown Station. As I mentioned, there's a chemistry workbench right inside the train station, and usually the plan is right on the floor next to it. Now, it's not 100%, depends on the server that you're on, but we have seen it there many, many times, just an FYI. Alright, let's go to our chemistry workbench here. We're going to go craft. And we're going to go down here to healing. Now, most of us will carry Radaway or Stim Packs on us, or even Rad-X, okay? Now, we can't craft bottle Rad-X ourselves, but if you do get Rad-X off of a ghoul, or if you find it in the wasteland, we can still craft the diluted version, okay? And if you have a full bag of Radaway, you can craft your Radaway diluted times 2. And if you have a full Stim Pack, you can craft your diluted times 2. Alright, so just an FYI, but most of us should be able to complete this challenge. Now, if you are lower level, and you are having a hard time trying to keep up on your health with stim packs and rataways, and you can always create the diluted versions, okay? And there is a perk card that will help us out with this. And I'm just kind of adding this in under intelligence. It is called chemist, so you get double results when double the quantity when you craft chems. Let's go ahead and apply that. And of course, anytime we do craft anything, we go under luck. And if we have the perk card, super duper. Now you don't have to have a level 3. If all you have is a level 1 or level 2, you can go ahead and apply that if you so wish. But this level 3, when you craft anything, there's a 30% chance you get double results. Let's go ahead and apply that bad boy. And let's go back to craft at the chemistry station. We're going to go to healing. And as you can see, instead of diluted times 4, or stim pack diluted times 4, sorry, diluted times 2, sorry, I'm just getting off of work, eh? That's what happens when you're thinking ahead of yourself. Stumbling upon your words. Yeah, that's what happens when you get old and working shift work. So instead of Radaway diluted times 2, it's times 4. And stim pack diluted times 2, it's times 4. But it's the same requirements, as you can see. 2 purified water, 1 stim pack, 2 purified water, 1 Radaway. All right, so and that is what the chemist perk card does. Okay, gives you more bang for your buck, basically. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to craft just one of these bad boys here. There we go. So we got 4 for 2 super duper to not kick in that time. Again, it's only a 30% chance, so sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, but don't be scared if it doesn't. All right, so that's something that you can do. We didn't really have to use the chemist. We could have just crafted as is, but I like to kind of add in those little tips there as we kind of go along, just for maybe people who are new to the game. Just if you do switch out your cards, just don't forget to put your cards back. As most of you know, I have a little bit of an issue with that sometimes. This way, Jimmy. Go. All right. Hopefully that was clear as mud. What's next? Oh, man. Okay. Kill a floater 3. So many great spots we can fly in floaters in around the wasteland. Right here at Darling Sister's lab, there's 3 of them that will spawn here. There'll be 6 that will spawn up here at the Willard Corporate Housing. There's this big hole in the ground. There'll be 6 over here at the Big Maw. There's 3 up top and then 3 right down in the hole itself. Right here at the Big B's Rest Stop, there's 3 of them here. When you spawn here in Huntersville, you actually turn around and go back down the road. And right to the left-hand side, there should be 3 of them there. There'll be 2 or 3 of them here at the US 13C BioVoc, which is close to West Tech Research. Probably butchered that, I know I did. And there'll be 3 right here, the Red Rocket Filling Station. And of course, there's all kinds of them right around the Grafton area and Grafton Steel. So there's all kinds of great options for floaters. Okay. So last time we went to Darling Sister's lab. We went to Kitty Corner Cabins last week. We did Big B's Rest Stop as well last week. So let's pop over here to the Red Rocket Filling Station down here in the ash heap. Let's try it down here. So it's always kind of good to kind of move around a little bit when I'm doing these challenge videos and not just talk about it, but, you know, show you. At the same time, I'm still giving you, you know, solid advice. All right, there we go. Let's take care of these cats here. Are they hiding? Wow. Yep, they are hiding. They want nothing to do with me, do they? There we go. Those are 3 floaters done. Nice. Just like that. All right, what's next? All right, deal critical hit to an enemy in the VATS 5. So I do have several videos showing you how to complete critical hits. And of course, we do that all the time. And once when you start doing critical hits, you'll never go back. So a lot of people, to my surprise, don't know how to do critical hits. And I get a lot of people that comment that are kind of watching my older videos and say, wow, I never realized you can do these critical hits. And once when you get the pattern down, you'll be doing them all the time, all right? And of course, you guys see me do them all the time on not only my high level, but my low level character. So this one here, when it says critical hits to an enemy, so it can be any enemy on the map. It can be insects, it can be animals, scorch, ghouls, cryptids, it can be human enemies, can be robot enemies, anything at all. It's really open up, okay? We're actually going to kind of show this off over here at Somerville's docks, just because it's a little easier for me to kind of explain it here. There's a couple of scorch that are kind of by themselves. All right, so let's go down here. All right, so we're going to use this guy up here for an example. Let's go VATS here. So you see the crit meter in the middle. You see that it's full, okay? Now we see the critical Y button for me at the bottom of the screen. That's flashing. So whatever platform you're on, it might be a different button, okay? But this tells me that we are ready to do critical hit. Now, if you do watch the older standalone videos that I made, I instruct you guys to, once when you get that meter filled, you have to hit that critical button and the fire button at the same time. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It still works, okay? But the better way to do that is once when you get the meter filled, you hit the critical button first, and when you do that, the screen will flash white really quick, like a blink of an eye. And then you hit the fire button by itself. And I recommend to go for the torso because I have missed on critical shots, okay? And the torso is always the bigger part of any enemy, so that's just my suggestion, all right? Now, as we know, that critical meter is right in front of us on the screen, okay? But once when you get going and you have a lot of enemies around and you're in a big, heated battle, the last thing you're looking for is that crit meter in the middle screen. Even though it's in the middle of the screen like that, we're looking at other things on the screen, depending on how big it is, right? So they also have an audible alarm, a little bloop sound, that tells us that that meter is full and we could do a critical shot. So once when I get going and you guys see me play, we hear that bloop sound pop up quite frequently. That's what I'm listening for. I'm not looking for that crit meter. I'm listening for that little bloop audible alarm, okay? Now, depending on the weapon that you have, you can fill that crit meter up very quick. So this particular weapon I have here, it takes maybe 2 shots to fill that crit meter. I also have other weapons that takes 8 shots to fill that crit meter. So every weapon is different, and you can get legendary effects that will, quickly fill that meter. And especially if it's an automatic. Now, if you have a 2-shot, you guys have seen me use my 2-shot handmade. If both shots land, you get credit for 2 critical hits. So it's pretty awesome if you have a 2-shot. So let's go ahead. We're going to hit our critical button here by itself. So you see how the screen flashed real quick? There's our critical hit. So let's go ahead. So see that this 1 shot half filled it. Okay, we hear the little blip sound. Critical button, then the fire button by itself, okay? And again, you can hit the button at the same times, like I showed you in those older videos. It'll work. It'll work. But I suggest doing it this way. It's a little bit better. So let's fill our crit meter up again. And once when you get the pattern down, and sometimes your character will jump, and that's just natural because it's the same button. And you can tell when I'm going critical hit because you'll see the screen kind of flash white. All right. Let's keep going here. Just like that. That's as easy as it is. And once when you hear that audible alarm, you'll be just doing critical shots left, right, and center, and you'll be like, "Jeez, should be doing this all the time, Jim." All right. Just like that. What is next? Eat pre-war food 5. Okay. Let's head back to the camp, and we'll go over this here real quick. All right. The reason why I bring you guys back to the camp sometimes because there's usually something here I like to kind of show you. Okay. So talking about eating pre-war food, eat pre-war food 5. So we can find pre-war food many great spots in around the wasteland. But I always like to kind of go over camp resources that give us pre-war food. All right. Such as this popcorn machine, right? And I believe they have a popcorn machine in the Atomic Shop this week. This bad boy right here. So this is just a reskin of this particular OG one that I have here. So just an FYI. So popcorn is considered not only eat a cake, pie, or candy kind of daily challenge, but also pre-war food. All right? Really worth its weight in gold. As you can see, you'll passively collect 12 popcorn while you play the game. Now, this is the OG one that we got a very long time ago off the scoreboard. And there's also a yellow Hollywood one that pops up for sale once in a while in the Atomic Shop. We got that at Season 13. Pre-war food again. Coffee machine. Canned coffee is considered pre-war food. So if you have a coffee machine, by all means. So every camp I have all these same camp resources. So a lot of times I could just stay in my camp and do this stuff, right? So I always like to kind of highlight camp resources, and more so for the people that are kind of short on time. Again, there's nothing wrong with going out to the wasteland and getting things the old-fashioned way, and we'll go over that too. But I still like to kind of show this stuff. Now, this stuff here we got in Season 11, when Nuka World on Tour first came out. This is the Nuka-Cola candy machine. This was actually in the shop a couple weeks ago. And we have this Nuka-Cola Quantum candy machine, also Season 11. As you can see, this candy is considered pre-war food as well. It's a pretty good time. Don't think I have anything up here. No, I don't. So again, popcorn machine, coffee maker, candy machine. This is more so for the returning folk who maybe played the game a long time ago when we had scoreboards. Maybe like, oh, I didn't think I had one of those, right? So I just like to kind of go over this stuff. And Weenie Wagon. We have this Weenie Wagon here that collects canned dog food. So we got this plan with the last grams of meat cooked that we had. Some of us got it, or most of us did. Some of us even found it in the donation box. It's pretty awesome. Again, canned dog food, pre-war food. And that's what this one collects. Pretty awesome. Okay. Let's take a look at the old grocery bag here. Of course, I do carry a lot of junk on me here, so let's go over some pre-war food. Blammo brand mac and cheese. Bubble gum. So bubble gum we can find in around the pumpkin house. Canned coffee, as I mentioned. Canned dog food. Cotton candy bites. Cram. Dandy Boy apples. Fancy Lad snack cakes. Funnel cake. You can find these in around Tyler County Fairgrounds and Camden Park. Gumdrops. Halloween candy. So we get Halloween candy from completing Monster Mash down in Watoga High School when that event pops up. All kinds of candy, actually. Imitation seafood. Mystery candy from the Spooky Scorched. There's a Nuka-Cola candy from the Red Candy Machine. Nuka-Cola Quantum candy from the Blue Purple Candy Machine. What else we got here? Popcorn from the Popcorn Machine. Preserved Insta Mash. Sugar bombs. So I do have a video showing you some great locations for sugar bombs. Yum Yum Deviled Eggs. Just to name a few great things, okay? So again, the pumpkin house is just up here. There's usually a bunch of pre-war food in around the pumpkin house. Right over here, Tyler County Fairgrounds, pretty good spot for pre-war food. I have a much older video, like I think early 2023, I went to Camden Park. It was a pretty good time, but again, really depends on the server. Sometimes in around the picnic table area of Lewisburg, there'll be some pre-war food in around there. Now there's a house in Somersville. If you actually spawn on the south side, there'll be like 2 blood eagles there at the end of the road. But there's a little diner. If you go inside the diner and out back, there'll be a like a little pantry, and there's usually a bunch of pre-war food in there as well. It's a pretty good spot. But one of the best spots, believe it or not, is right here in good old Flatwoods. Let's pop over here, and of course we're going to go right to the tavern. So we're going to go right down here to the tavern here. Right out back here. Now you will need a level 1 requirement. You just go ahead and unlock it. A bunch of pre-war food sitting right here. Pretty awesome. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 items right here. Okay. We did try moldy food. Now moldy food will not count. Just an FYI. And there is one other spot I do want to show you. Was that Caps? It is nice. One more spot I do want to show you for pre-war food that is guaranteed. Right up here at the toxic dried lake beds. Let's pop over here. This one here is a little hard to explain, so I'm just going to show you. Not like that little diner in Somersville, but this is a little harder to explain. So we're actually going to go blow right past these Mirelurks here. And we have that diner that we cannot go in, this guy right here. Okay. And if you can make yourself to the roof, this side of the roof right here, there'll be some pre-war food here as well. Imitation seafood. So there's a bunch of pre-war food up here as well. This is a pretty good spot that a lot of people forget about. So I just kind of want to show you those areas the old-fashioned way. And another thing, one last thing, is Perk bubblegum. If you have Perk card packs you can open up, you always get Perk bubblegum. And Perk bubblegum we get for free. And of course, that is considered pre-war food as well as eat a cake pie or candy. So Perk bubblegum is definitely nothing you should throw away or sell. You should always keep some on you, because of course we get it for free. Okay. Let's head back here. Let's go ahead and eat a bubblegum. Let's take a canned coffee here just so I can show you these guys here. Canned dog food, of course. Let's go ahead and eat some popcorn just so I can show you the popcorn just because how it's on for sale in the Atomic Shop here. One more popcorn. There we go. Done. Just like that. Many great options out there for you guys. Okay. What is next? Eat a cooked meal in a teammates camp 5. Okay, good stuff. So let's head back to our camp. And we will start this one here off. And again, I like to give as much options as I can to complete these dailies because we are all at different levels. And that's why I kind of go into detail as much as I can. Try to help out a more wider variety of people playing the game. Okay. So a couple stipulations here. Eat a cooked meal in the teammates camp 5. So we have to be on a team with another player. Okay. And next thing is, it can be eat a cooked meal. So it can be a plant-based meal. It can be a meat-based meal, whatever. Okay. So we do have camp resources that are available to us once in a while in the Atomic Shop. Like this Mirelurk steamer. It not only collects meat, but it cooks meat at the same time. So it's a cooked meal. I don't have it here in this camp. It is the Deathclaw Slow Cooker. Again, very much like the Mirelurk steamer. It collects meat and cooks it at the same time. So again, a cooked meal. Season 17, Season Pass. This Pemmican Collector. This is also a cooked meal. Okay, so it collects meat and cooks it at the same time. So those are three great camp resources, not only just for carnivores, okay? But if you're a herbivore and you have these camp resources, they just save you time. At the end of the day, they just save you time from having to go out the old-fashioned way, getting some crops or what have you, and cook them up, okay? Sometimes we're just kind of short on that time, all right? But it's got to be a cooked meal. Now, if you have crops in your camp, like corn, tato plants, or razor grain, I deleted all mine, of course, but that is ideal to have. And when you harvest that crop, just like meat, you'll automatically learn a simple recipe so you can cook that up. So if you harvest corn, you'll learn corn soup. If you harvest razor grain, you get razor grain soup, etc., etc. Okay? So let's go over, pick some corn up here. I'm going to go to Silva Homestead. And this is what I suggest. I suggest getting this all prepared, and then that way you can make your way to teammates' camp and eat it. All right. Now, just kind of adding this in, as I always do anytime you are looking to harvest crops. It's a perk card that'll help you out under perception. It is called Green Thumb. You twice as much when harvesting flora. Okay. You don't have it equipped like me. You can just have it in your back pocket, but it's definitely not a card you throw out. There's a couple corn there. That's more than enough. Most of them are pretty much cleaned out anyway. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's go ahead and get some meat the old-fashioned way. Let's go back to Flatwoods here. And we'll take care of some Brahmin. Now, we can get animals in other great spots as well, but I usually like to kind of show off Flatwoods just because for newer folk. But you can come here at any level. All right, so there's all kinds of animals here. There's mole rats, 3 of them, and the possum at the Green Country Lodge right here. There are 2 insects right here, 2 rad roaches. There are 3 mongrels just a little bit further up the road by that car. And of course about 8 or 9 Brahmin in this general area. So there's 3 of them right by this house here with the red star. Let's carry some Brahmin here, so let's pick up the meat. Nice, okay. Let's go down here to these cooking stations. Now, if you do have the camp resources, you don't have to do it the old-fashioned way. You just go ahead and go to the person's camp if you so wish. Let's go to the cooking station here, which is conveniently placed. We're going to go all food. Again, corn soup, a simple recipe you automatically learn by picking up corn. Let's craft 4 of these bad boys. Let's go ahead and craft some ribeye steak here. Nice. Again, this is the most important part. It has to be a cooked meal, okay? It can't be raw meat or just raw vegetable, okay? So now we have some cooked meals on us. We're going to go to a teammate's camp. So let's go ahead. We are going to server hop. I'm going to go to a public server. Now again, you're just joining a team with another player, other players. You can create your own team if you so wish and wait for somebody to join you, or you're better off just joining a team that has maybe 2 or 3 people in it already. All right, let's open it up here. That's fine. All right, so we can create our own team as I mentioned, but you'll have to wait for someone to join you. All right, we'll just join this person's team here. There we go. So we joined a team. Let's look for their camp here. It's our camp. Oh, they're right over here. Good stuff. So again, one of the benefits of joining a team is their survival tents and their camps are free fast travel. So let's pop over to this person's camp here. Now, I recommend, because not every camp will have a structure, okay? Some camps you come across, their structures are locked, okay? And that's just what you'll come across. But you don't have to be inside of a building as long as you're within the area of their camp. So we're just going to be on their porch here, okay? And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to show you under stats, first of all, that I am a carnivore. And we're going to start off by eating the plant-based meal to show you how that works. How that counts, I should say. Let's go to food and drink. Let's eat some corn soup here. There we go, just like that. Nice. Let's eat some... Here we at here. Brahmin, or no, not Brahmin meat. Ribeye steak here. There we go. So the corn soup and ribeye steak, we got the old-fashioned way. Just like that. And of course, if you have the pemmican, or if you have, you know, something from your Mylark steamer, or something from your Deathclaw slow cooker, again, it'll work. All right. Just like that. I think we're done. We are, just like that. Perfect. Let's head back to our camp here real quick, and we will go over weapon of the day. Thanks to our teammate who allowed us to make part of this video here at their camp. Alright, weapon of the day. You sure I hit the right button. It is this fixer. It is a Stalker's Explosive Lucky. If not in combat, plus 100% VATS accuracy at plus 50% action point cost. Projectiles explode for plus 20% weapon damage, plus 15 bonus VATS critical charge. So that's what I mean by a legendary effect, okay? And that legendary effect will allow us to fill that crit meter up really fast with this particular weapon. Plus 40% armor penetration, plus 100% sneaking speed, plus 15% stealth in shadows. Have a powerful automatic receiver, stabilized short barrel, true stock, perforated magazine, reflex sight dot, suppressor, and this awesome looking rustic paint. Does 83 damage. It takes 45 ammo. Of course, it is a fully automatic weapon. So our perk cards here under Perception, Master Commando, Commando, Expert Commando, all maxed out, Tank Killer, Concentrated Fire, Suppressor, Tenderizer, Covert Operative, Evasive, White Knight, Adrenaline. These random luck cards here. And you see those popping up when they're being activated, of course, by pure luck. Legendary perk cards, these ones here don't change for me. They all stay the same. And they're all maxed out, and I've had them for quite some time, and I'm pretty happy with them. There we go. Complete. There's another one down, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share when you have the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Michael Edwards, Nigel Wiffen, Heather, Whitetribe, Robco, Mr. Shelton, Drake Stamps, Mr.Prince, NotMeButMeYesMeThatsMe, Drew, Andrew, Demon, Confoundedbridge, Ghost, Primus, Corne van Niekerk, Ben Durant, John, DJ59. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.